Hi there, my name is Dr. Carla Renato, chiropractor and PhD candidate in vestibular rehabilitation from Sydney, Australia. Well, as you're hopefully aware by now, I'm heading up to Hong Kong August 4-5 to present probably one of my most favourite seminars, Managing the Cervicogenic Patient. It really is, to me, an extension of what we should have been taught in college or at university. It's how the cervical spine interacts with the brain and how the brain interacts with the cervical spine. And it's that beautiful connection that we're going to focus on, and we're going to look at a lot of the assessments and management aspects that relate to it as well. So by no means is this meant to take away from your manual therapy, your soft tissue therapies, whichever you've been taught and you've been using for so many years. This is meant to be an adjunct or an enhancer to it. There's nothing more than I like than increasing the competency of chiropractors, physiotherapists, osteopaths across the world, and hearing back that they've been able to take away some of the nuggets that we've been able to teach, and the improvements they've seen in their patients, particularly those that have been a little bit more challenging. So this seminar is really geared for the novice to the very experienced, to those with little or a lot of clinical neuroscience or functional neurology training. It's everything in between. But what I can tell you is it's certainly focused on a practical aspect. You're going to walk away from this seminar with a whole bunch of different tools, both physical and obviously tools that you can use with your patients, how you can discuss in a more contemporary way to your patients and to allied or medical practitioners exactly what is it that we do. We know what we do works. We know that spinal adjustments work. We know how much of an effect it can have on many aspects of their health, but can you explain it accurately? Can you explain it in a very contemporary model, not an outdated model? And that's going to be the focus of what we're going to be discussing over the 1.5 days, August 4 and 5. So today we're going to touch on the aspect of balance and spinal control. So I'll run through this. So today we're going to focus on spine and in particular balance and posture. So we know that the cervical spine has information that goes from it up to parts of the brain, and that those areas of the brain are convergent centers that relate to our eye movements, to our vestibular function, and also our balance and posture centers as well. And they are housed really in our brainstem. So when one of these inputs are not working well, so say the cervical spine from an injury, poor joint function, subluxation, however you want to describe it, it will have an effect on many aspects, including one's posture, one's ability to stay straight. So that proprioceptive system in the neck can have a negative impact on other proprioceptive feedback systems, including posture as well. And one of the ways in which it does this is through the integration of the vestibular system. The vestibular system is that part of the inner ear, as well as our brainstem, that gives us an orientation of where we are. But the cervical spine is a big player in that. And if it's not working well, it's going to give it the wrong signal, and our balance can be altered as a result. And that vestibulospinal aspect is something that we're going to cover. We're going to show you ways in which you can assess it very easily in office, with or without any technology, right? And you can do it as pre and post for your patient care. So whether you have a high volume practice or not, you can use a lot of these things in your practice that can give patients an understanding of where they are now and where they should be heading, and how you can concurrently test these throughout their care. So we're going to spend a bit of time looking at balance. We've got a whole bunch of different tests that relate to different aspects of balance. One's just a static balance. One's a proprioceptive or an oculomotor challenge balance. Another one's a cervicogenic challenge balance. Now, don't worry too much of these at the moment. We're going to cover them all in our seminar. We've got a lot of time to cover this, and it's something that as chiropractors and as physiotherapists, we should be knowledgeable in how to do this. So it's not just about getting the patient down on the table and doing what we do. We also need to get them up and have a look at how they react against gravity. So Just so you know, the seminar is August 4-5 in Kowloon. We've got a great deal happening for you guys. Our fees for this seminar in Australia and New Zealand is considerably more than what we're charging, but we really want to get the message across to a lot of the Hong Kong doctors. We've already got some people registered from Taiwan and Singapore. We've got limited space available for this seminar. We've already sold a whole bunch of tickets, and we expect to sell out by the end of, certainly before the seminar, and more than likely before the end of early bird, which is the end of this month, June. So be sure to register. The details can be found here and in the link below. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye.